This is going to be my Week 12 NFL predictions video. It's going to be a great week. Thanksgiving is going to be awesome. I'm going to be going over 5 games this week. 3 of them are going to be all the Thanksgiving games, and 2 of them are going to be just other games I decided to pick. I'm going over the 3 Thanksgiving games because they're probably the best games in a long time on Thanksgiving. All 3 games have playoff implications, and I just think they're going to be great games, and they're going to be impossible to pick. And you know me, I love picking the impossible games. So I just love making it hard on myself. And just a quick shout out to Kazim Aziz. You got Week 10 right on the Denver Broncos winning. Congratulations. All right, guys, the first game I'm going to go over is the Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. You got the Detroit Lions every year pretty much in Thanksgiving versus the Minnesota Vikings. Whoever wins this game, I think, is going to win the division. This is even more important for Minnesota to win because Detroit already won at Minnesota this year. So if Detroit wins again, I don't think Minnesota has a chance to win this division. Even though they would only be 1 game behind, Detroit would own the tiebreaker. I'm having Detroit win this game at -2.5. I think the score is going to be 20-17 in Detroit's favor because Detroit, their offense is really shown up in the fourth quarter, and Minnesota's defense, which is supposed to be really good, has not been good lately. They had a hard time against Arizona, even though they pulled that game out, and Minnesota has no running game. When you have no running game, you're not going to be able to win games in the end of the season, and I don't think that the Minnesota Vikings are going to win many games at the end of this season. Lions are just a better team, in my opinion, more well-rounded, even though they are definitely erratic. Matt Stafford has the pieces to be able to score 20 points against the Minnesota Vikings defense. And I don't think that Minnesota is going to score more than 17. So I think with those weapons, with Golden Tate, Eric Ebron, Marvin Jones, Matt Stafford will be able to score 20 points and win this game by at least 2.5. So you take Detroit 2.5. Okay, for my next pick, I'm going to make it very simple. This game is the worst out of the 3 games in Thanksgiving. Even though it still should be a fun game to watch, the Steelers are just a better team. They have, on paper, they're way better, but they haven't shown it. This is where they're going to show it. Steelers are at the Indianapolis Colts. They're going to win by the 3 points. Antonio Brown is going to go off for more than 100 yards because Indianapolis has no defense. I know they held Tennessee to 14 points, but Tennessee, which I was mistaken, is a pretender. They're really erratic, like a lot of the middle-of-the-road teams, like the Steelers. But when you have Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, you're just going to win this game against the Colts, who do not have a good defense. I don't care what Andrew Luck does. I don't care what T.Y. Hilton does. I don't care what Frank Gore does. Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and Big Ben are going to go absolutely nuts. They're going to score 36 points, and at the most, Indianapolis is going to score 24. Plain and simple, Steelers -3 because of those weapons. Okay, I'm going to leave the Dallas Redskins game for last because I think that's going to be closer than what most people think. And even though Dallas might win, or probably will win, I think it's going to be much closer than we think. So I'm going to go over that last. Next game I'm going to go over is the Seahawks versus the Buccaneers. I'm going to pick the Seahawks in this game -5.5 because I think the Seahawks are just the second best team in the league. Jameis Winston has played really well. They are really showing that they can be a playoff contender, but they're going to hit a brick wall in Seattle because when Jameis Winston plays against good defenses, he seems to falter. The Bucs are at home. They're 1-4 at home. I know Procise is out, but Rawls should pick up the slack. And you got Baldwin, who is the most underrated wide receiver in the league. Russell Wilson's full health and Jimmy Graham's full health. Next game I'm going to go over is the Raiders versus the Panthers. Upset Central. I'm a huge Raiders supporter, but I'm going to pick the Panthers to win this game at Oakland. Panthers are finally getting their feet back. They're going to be leading by a decent amount at the end of the game. Oakland will come back, but the Panthers will win in OT with a field goal. It's going to be around 27-24. Panthers are gonna maybe sneak into the playoffs, which would be huge for Carolina and huge for Cam Newton. I think Carolina wins this game against Oakland, upset Central. They've just been playing better as of late, and Oakland will hit a little bit of a wall before the season ends, and I think this is what it is. I do not think Oakland is a pretender if they lose this game. They're still a very good team. They just don't have a good defense, and Jack Del Rio has to fix that. And I know I said I was only going to go over 2 games other than the Thanksgiving games, but I'm going to go over 3. And the last of the Sunday games I'm going to go over is the Chiefs versus the Broncos. It's a great 8:30 matchup. The thing is, I think I'm going to pick the Chiefs in this game because I know they're at Denver, but Trevor Siemian versus that Chiefs defense, the Chiefs did falter last week, but Trevor Siemian is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, and the Chiefs have one of the best defenses in the league. So the Chiefs blew it last week against the Buccaneers. They had and Alex Smith doesn't throw interceptions in the red zone, and they don't give up turnovers. So they just that was just a blip in the radar. I don't think they're a great team anyway, but I think Chiefs will be able to score 13 points, and the Broncos will not be able to get a turnover on Kansas City, which would make them win this game. So you're holding it to Trevor Siemian to win this game for you, and I don't think he's going to be able to. Against that Chiefs defense, I don't think there's any shot. Eric Berry is a beast back there at safety. So I'm picking the Chiefs to win this game at plus 3.5. Denver is actually a favorite at 3.5. So I'm picking the Chiefs, and you take the points at plus 3.5. And the last game I'm going to go over is the Dallas Cowboys at home versus the Washington Redskins. You got Washington playing really good as of late, but played really well against a battered Green Bay team, so how much can you really take from that? I know they've been under the radar, which is a little weird. They're always 6-3-1, and they're playing great football. But they're going into Dallas. Dallas is a 7-point favorite. The over-under is about 51. I think this game will be over because the Redskins have a good enough offense to keep pace. Dallas has been playing just unbelievable. I'm not a huge Dak fan like everyone is, but I think he is playing very, very good football. You got a great offensive line that should win MVP this season, in my opinion, but it won't because it's not sexy. And you got the running game in Ezekiel Elliott, who's been unbelievable, who will be a top 5 MVP this season. I don't know how the Redskins are going to win the game. I mean, the Cowboys are just better. Oh, wait. I'm picking the Redskins to win the game. What am I talking about? The Redskins are going to win this game. Are you kidding? This is, I think, done. The Redskins are not a better team than Dallas at all. But on this one singular day, on this one singular game, I think the Redskins are going to win this game. Why do you ask? The Cowboys have a better offense. They have a better offensive line. They got a better running back. They have pretty darn good wide receivers. Not better than the Redskins, but they have very good wide receivers. They have a quarterback that's playing unbelievably this season. He is a rookie. I mean, you got a defense that's better than the Redskins defense, so that's pretty much everything, right? No, wrong. This is what's going to happen. The Redskins are not going to be able to stop the Dallas offense. They're not going to. They just got to make one mistake. Dallas needs to make one mistake, and they're going to lose this game. And Dak is going to make it on a big stage on Thanksgiving. He'll throw one interception, which will change the game. This game is going to end up 42-38. That's the score. It's going to be over the 51 by far. Redskins, I don't know how Dallas is going to be able to guard Jamison Crowder. I don't know how they're going to be able to guard Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon, and Jordan Reed. It's not going to happen. Just not going to happen. I'm sorry. The Redskins, you got 2 guys injured, a safety and a cornerback on the Cowboys, so they're already playing with backups. And you're not going to be able to guard that many people. And Jamison Crowder is one of the fastest guys and best big play guys in the NFL. And Deshaun Jackson's the same way. And Pierre Garçon's the same way. You got 3 number 2 wide receivers on your team. And Jordan Reed, who's one of the best tight ends in the league. So this is what's going to happen. Washington is not going to be able to stop Dallas, but Dallas is not going to be able to stop Washington. And I think I'm going to put my money on Kirk Cousins over Dak Prescott. There might be some interceptions by Kirk, but Dak is not going to be able to chuck the ball over the place. Ezekiel Elliott's going to have to really bolster down and get big yardage, but I don't think he will. They're going to make Dak throw the ball really deep and put guys and blitz them a lot and put Dak under pressure, and he will make mistakes this game. And the Redskins will come out ahead because it's going to be a huge shootout, a lot of yards, over 650 yards total offense this game. Easily, over 500 passing yards this game by both teams combined. So I remember this. I am picking, Logan Schiff is picking the Redskins over the Cowboys. Because when it happens, remember, I picked it. So Redskins win. You don't even take the 7 points. You take it straight up. I'm guaranteeing it. Redskins win this game. It's going to be a great game to watch at 4:30. Hope you guys all enjoyed my video. Thanks so much for watching. And yeah, thanks for subscribing, watching, and commenting. And hope you tune in next week. I'm sure I'm getting a lot of comments on my picks this week.